Hello, welcome back to channel. TikTok is like a tiny world, a world packed into short videos, endless scrolling, and all kinds of people. It's one of the most popular platforms among young people today. And every time you open it, you never know what you're about to see. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you're confused, and sometimes you just sit there thinking, what planet is this person from? That's the magic of TikTok. It brings together every type of personality you can imagine. So in this video, we're going to explore some of the most iconic TikTok user types. The classic characters you'll see again and again. Maybe it's your friend, maybe it's your crush, maybe it's you. Let's find out. Let's begin with one of the most recognizable TikTok users. 1. The trend chasers. These are the people who are always on top of the latest trend, from dance challenges to viral sounds to every new filter that drops. They post often, sometimes daily, and their content is almost always tied to whatever's hot at the moment. This consistency keeps them visible, relevant, and often right in the middle of the For You page. But it's not just strategy, it's also emotion. Their behavior is often driven by a strong fear of missing out. They don't want to fall behind or be the last to catch on. On the positive side, trend chasers bring energy and speed to the platform. They help trends spread quickly, and they make it easy for the rest of us to stay updated, even if we're just watching. But there's a downside. When every post is about following what's next, it's easy to lose sight of your own voice. Their creativity may become reactive instead of original. And over time, chasing visibility can turn into pressure, the kind that burns people out. In short, trend chasers play a big role in keeping TikTok exciting, but without balance, they risk blending in instead of standing out. The second type of TikTok user is what we call the life coach, or as some might say, the full-time philosopher. Their videos are easy to spot. Serious face, finger pointing, bold text like, "The truth no one tells you." They speak with conviction, as if they've figured life out. Often, this comes after reading a few self-help books or having one personal turning point. From that moment, they feel it's their mission to share what they've learned. What's the value here? Motivation. A confident voice can help viewers feel seen, energized, or understood. In the middle of endless jokes and noise, they bring something direct and serious. But here's the risk. When advice is based on limited experience, it often sounds deeper than it really is. They oversimplify real struggles, turn personal opinions into universal truths, and unintentionally present themselves as experts. The result? Well-meaning advice, but potentially misleading. If you've lived it, you can teach it. But on TikTok, confidence can speak louder than wisdom. And not everything said with intensity is true. Then we have the main character. Someone who turns everyday moments into cinematic experiences. They walk through a park, but with sunset filters and emotional music. It suddenly feels like the final scene of a movie. Captions often say things like, "Just living life my way," or "No one really sees me, but that's okay." Their camera angles are thoughtful. Lighting is soft. Even a cup of coffee can look like a metaphor for heartbreak. What's the psychology here? They romanticize life, not because they're fake, but because they long for meaning. They want to feel like their story matters. And TikTok gives them a stage to feel seen, even when no one's really watching. On the upside, they remind us to slow down, to appreciate the little things, to add beauty to moments we usually overlook. But on the downside, this constant curation can become disconnected from real life. Not every moment is poetic. Not every feeling needs to be turned into a narrative. And sometimes, the need to be special can get in the way of being authentic. Being the main character isn't wrong, as long as you remember, you don't need to perform your life, to live it. Next up, 4. The meme lords, the true entertainers of TikTok. Their content is chaotic, fast-paced, and endlessly creative. They mash up sounds, overact facial expressions, and move like their brain is editing in real time. They might play 5 different characters in one sketch, and all of them are just them, wearing a hoodie one second, sunglasses the next. Everything is exaggerated. The cuts, the energy, the timing. Their goal? One thing only: make you laugh. And to be fair, they're really good at it. They keep the platform alive with humor, parody, and quick reactions to trends. They're creative, fearless, and often surprisingly clever in how they remix ideas. But here's the flip side. The constant push to be funny can get exhausting. They can fall into the trap of doing what works, not what they enjoy. And when everything becomes a joke, it's easy to lose space for sincerity or real connection. Meme lords give us relief in the scroll, but even comedy needs a break sometimes. Now we enter a softer space on TikTok, the realm of 5, the whisper influencer. These are the users who don't shout, they don't dance, they lean close to the mic and speak like they're telling you something important. Their voice is calm, slow, almost like a secret. The lighting, dim. The setting, usually their room, lit by candles or fairy lights. Captions often read, "If this video found you, it's not an accident." They share gentle truths, reminders to breathe, quotes about healing, or thoughts like, "You don't have to prove anything today." So what drives this kind of creator? They want to feel and offer emotional depth. They're drawn to stillness, to presence, and they use softness to build trust. On the positive side, they create safe spaces. For people who feel overwhelmed or unseen, a whisper can feel more powerful than a shout. They slow things down in a fast platform, and that matters. But there's also a risk. Over time, their content can become vague, repetitive, or emotionally performative. Sometimes the whispers feel scripted, like they're borrowing deep energy rather than truly living it. And for vulnerable viewers, generic comfort can sometimes offer illusion instead of help. Whisper influencers connect best when they speak from truth, not trend, because real softness doesn't need to be staged. And finally, we come to the most mysterious type of TikTok user. 6, the silent scrollers. They don't post, they don't film, they don't show their face, but somehow they know everything. Trending audio? They've heard it. Latest drama? Already saw it unfold in the comments. They might never go viral, but their For You page is curated like a work of art. Their account? Empty. No videos. Maybe a profile pic. But they're active, watching, liking, sometimes dropping a quiet comment that hits harder than a 3-minute rant. What's going on here? They prefer to observe rather than perform. For them, TikTok isn't a stage, it's a window. They don't want attention. They want insight, entertainment, or just company. Positives? They avoid pressure. No need to chase views, trends, or validation. They enjoy the platform for what it is, without getting caught in the race to be seen. Negatives. Sometimes they stay silent, even when they have something to say. They consume constantly, but never create, never contribute. And that habit can lead to passivity. Always watching, but never expressing. There's nothing wrong with being quiet, as long as you're not hiding from your own voice. Now let's talk about a group with one clear mission: turn views into sales. 7, the business hustlers, the people who've made TikTok their personal shopping channel. You've seen them, live streaming every night, product in hand, voice on full speed. Buy 2, get 1 free, only 3 left. Price only applies during this live stream. They sell everything: clothes, skincare, jewelry, even fruit. Yes, real durian. So what's their mindset? Simple. TikTok isn't just for fun. It's a marketplace. And they're not waiting to go viral by accident. They're working for it. On the positive side, these creators are resourceful. They bring energy, commitment, and real entrepreneurial drive. Some of them build strong customer communities and turn small shops into real businesses. But here's the flip side. The constant push to sell can feel aggressive. Content becomes less about value and more about urgency. And in chasing short-term sales, some creators may sacrifice trust by overselling or exaggerating results. The business hustlers remind us that TikTok can be a powerful tool, but like any tool, how you use it matters. Sales can build trust or break it. And finally, we meet 8, the comment warriors, the people who may not post videos, but they dominate the comment section. They're always there. Every drama, every hot take, every controversial video. And their comments? Not one-line replies, but full-on essays. Whether it's defending a creator, calling out bad behavior, or dissecting an issue from all angles, they show up, and they show up strong. Why do they do it? Because for them, TikTok isn't just entertainment. It's a battlefield for ideas. They want their voice heard, their stance known, and they believe silence is the same as approval. Positives, they spark important conversations. They challenge toxic behavior, demand accountability, and remind us that audiences are not passive. Negatives, but sometimes their passion becomes hostility. Comment threads spiral into arguments that go nowhere. And the line between standing up for what's right and looking for a fight starts to blur. Speaking up matters, but how you speak shapes what people actually hear. So after all that, the trends, the jokes, the whisperers, the warriors, here's the truth. Most of us are just one type. Some days we chase trends. Other days we stay silent and just scroll. Sometimes we want to teach, and sometimes we just want to laugh until we cry. Because TikTok, in many ways, isn't just a platform. It's a reflection of how people really are. We're serious one moment, chaotic the next, and then quietly thoughtful for no reason at all. And maybe that's what makes it work. It captures the full range of who we are. Loud, soft, bold, weird, creative, confused, and somehow it all belongs. So now it's your turn. Which one are you? The trend chaser? The quiet observer? The one who comments too much? Or all of the above? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter which type you are, as long as you're not toxic, because TikTok has room for everyone, and the best version of you is the one that's real. Thanks for watching, and hey, maybe we'll see your type on our For You page tonight.